everybody. Welcome to 321 No Kiddin. Bobby the Awesome here, ready to do our E night. It's the letter we're on. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, and I guess I'm communicating, so it doesn't really count as complaining, maybe. But what I really was hoping to do was to get some like activities out of this word game with the self-care activities, like exercise or elk hunting. Well, don't do that. I like elk. They're pretty. But, things. And I guess it's hard. And I guess it's hard to think of E words especially. But I guess the good news is that even though it isn't the way I vision it, people are contributing and interacting and engaging and offering up some great recovery words, some great personal development words, some great personal devotion words. So I'm not going to complain. I appreciate everybody playing along. So what were the E words today, you ask? And yes, I'm doing more than I originally planned again, and I'm okay with that. The first one, now these, I think most of today's list is things that I value, but evidently other people value too, or they wouldn't have put them on the answers. So the first one is educate. And ironically, the definition is an enlightening experience. And enlighten was also on there. And as you can tell, I think, by me always talking about the classes and the stuff that I've learned or am learning, is I totally love being educated. And it doesn't even have to be formal. There's been times that I've gone into maybe the chat rooms or engaged with people, and I get educated on different points of view. And that's a big achievement for me, because there used to be a time that it was all Bobby's way, and I didn't want to be educated because I thought I knew it all. So that's why I'm so fond of that one. The next one that I really liked, and we talked about this a little bit this morning, is evolution, which I do not have a definition. Evolve. Jeez, I can't even spell. Evolution. Definition. All right, what do we got? We don't want any scientific one. The gradual development of something, especially from a simple to a more complex form. Ooh, I like that. That's totally what I get excited about. So taking something simple and making it more complex. So, so let's talk about this one for a minute. I think that this is really, my addiction was simple, right? I think in the 20 questions it asks, do you gamble when you're feeling, lonely or sad? Do you gamble when you celebrate? Basically, we have any reason to gamble. So gambling is simple because we just go gamble to deal with anything, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. We gamble. So let's call the gambling the simple thing. And now the more complex form, I can't speak specifically for you, but the more complex form for me has been negotiating and working through those feelings, whether they were happy, sad, or whatever, processing those feelings instead of going to gamble. It involves setting up roadblocks for some people. Some people need to give their finances over to their spouses, or at least their passwords on their bank accounts, or sometimes even GPS on a phone so they can keep track of their gambling partner, friend, relative. So that's a little more complex than just gambling. Or how about the spiritual piece of it? That's pretty complex. What does my relationship with my higher power look like? Do I believe in God? Should I go to church? Should I do the Christian way of recovering? Like, that's more complex than just gambling. See where I'm going with this? How about step work? If we have to make a list of all those things that we've done in our past that we are not proud of, in addition to the things that we are proud of, making a list of them as well. Don't forget the positive, because especially when you do the step work and if you fill your bucket with some of that negative, it's ultimately going to get released, but it's really important to balance that out as you go along. But step work's pretty complicated, I would say. I mean, it's simple if you have help, but the process itself and doing that digging, that's a more complex route than just going to the casino. What about building our lives back up? That could be anything from financial or relationships, or our own mental ability to appreciate ourselves, to appreciate anything, to let go of the shame and the guilt, and to start feeling good and starting to really see what a beautiful person you are. That's why I call you guys beautiful people. You know that, right? Because you are beautiful people inside and out. And I need you to know that. I already know that about you, even if you don't know that about you. And I know I'm a broken record sometimes, but it's really important. The stuff I repeat is so important for you to know and to believe. So that's a pretty good list of why I like evolution and why I thought it should make the cut tonight. Finally, I'm going to look up this definition because, okay, I love this framework of empowerment. Empowerment, ability to do something about your needs, wants, opinions, beliefs, and feelings. So you're empowered to do what you need to do about these things. I know empowerment, you probably think of it, I know I thought of it as when we give employees latitude to make decisions and stuff. We're empowering them, which, oh, by the way, I think is a good practice. You'll get a lot more buy-in, and if you have people smarter than you around you, like I do, you'll get help moving forward in life. So I think the biggest thing about empowerment is how it ties into that taking care of yourself part. If you are working on your boundaries and your self-care and taking care of yourself in your recovery, you're going to find that you feel more empowered to address your wants and your needs, to be able to speak your opinion, to maybe clarify, understand, or reinvigorate your beliefs. And empowerment surrounding our feelings. I don't know why this keeps showing up. I think I told you guys I saw something on social media about the abuser with, like, why did the abuser abuse you? It's not because you did anything wrong. It's that they were abusing you. They just were going to be abusive. And then something else, the same kind of thing, was another list of reasons. And if you think of addiction as kind of abuse of our mind, of our body, of our resources, you're empowered to get out of the the holds of the addiction, and you're empowered to think a little different and believe in yourself. Like, we talk about addiction at the center almost like it's a human, or like it's the devil on your shoulder, and it takes away the power, which is probably why 12-step favors, the language of powerlessness. So let's reframe that and be and feel empowered to take care of ourselves, to live our best lives, to express gratitude. It's a much more comfortable, beautiful space to be in when we're empowered to take charge of our own stuff. And if we can find our voice, if it was like an abusive situation, whether it was the gambling or just a normal, I use that pretty loosely. But if you were in a situation where there was some sort of abuse, again, physical, mental, whatever that is, if that was the case, being empowered to break free of that. So for me, I see so many correlations between mental wellness, or what could or should be mental wellness, and life situations, between that and how we act in addiction. I don't think a lot of the things that we talk about are exclusive just to gambling addiction. It may be crossover of other addictions, or just life skill kind of stuff. So that's my E list, my E everything. There we go. E everything. I hope that you're feeling empowered today, my beautiful people. You should. You deserve it. I'll talk to you tomorrow.